I can tell you that my IVF journey lasted 3 years and eventually led me to my twins, but that sentence hides almost everything. It hides 3 different doctors, countless egg retrievals, 5 embryo transfers, 1 major surgery, a pregnancy that ended in loss at 8 weeks, and more ordinary injections than I can count, given in places on my own body I'd already used more times than I could track. This isn't only the story of how I became a mother. It's the story of what happened to me while I was trying. It started in 2020. I thought it would take a few months. I thought we would follow the steps, do what the doctors told us, and eventually it would work. I thought I was entering a treatment. I didn't yet understand that the treatment would enter every part of my life instead. There were 3 doctors before this was over. Each new one meant telling the story again from the beginning, my history, my hopes, the version of myself that still believed the next answer might be the right one. Each time, I let myself wonder whether this person might see something the last one missed, some detail that would finally make sense of everything. Changing doctors never meant leaving the last disappointment behind, though. I carried every failed attempt with me into the next room, whether I said so out loud or not. If I'm honest, there wasn't one person who guided me through all of it. No single doctor who became my anchor, no one voice I trusted completely the whole way through. Mostly what got me back into the next waiting room was something plainer than that, just deciding, again and again, to show up the next morning anyway. Then came the retrievals. I won't tell you a number, because I stopped counting somewhere in the middle, and counting stopped meaning anything useful anyway. What I can tell you is that there came a point where I would look at my own stomach before another injection and search for a place that hadn't already been used. My body stopped being simply where I lived. It became the place where the entire process was happening, whether I was ready for that or not. 5 transfers followed, spread across those same years. The first one, I let myself hope openly, the way you do before you know what disappointment like this feels like. By the later ones, hope didn't feel innocent anymore. It felt like something that could genuinely hurt me, so I learned to hold it at arm's length, even while still wanting to believe it completely. Somewhere in there was a major surgery too. Add surgery detail only if I choose to provide it. By that point, the process wasn't happening around my ordinary life anymore. My ordinary life was being rebuilt around the process. And then I became pregnant. For a while, I let myself believe it. I let hope in the front door instead of just cracking the window. At 8 weeks, my baby's heartbeat stopped. ADD 1 small, concrete, sensory detail from that day, where you were, what you were holding, a sound, a specific object in the room. One detail is enough. This isn't the place for more abstract grief language. The calendar may have called it 8 weeks. My grief did not measure it that way. After that, I had to decide something I hadn't planned for, whether I could actually walk back into another clinic and do any of this again. I carried grief and anger too, in a way I hadn't expected and couldn't always explain. There were moments everything I'd been holding just erupted, all at once, over something small, a comment, a question, a stray remark from someone who meant no harm at all. None of that meant I was falling apart. It meant I was tired, in a way that doesn't really have a polite word for it. We learn to answer ordinary questions while carrying extraordinary things. Some days I felt love and grief at the exact same time, and I never fully got used to that, no matter how many times it happened. I won't claim every IVF family carries this the way I did. I know I wasn't the only one, though. I don't have a neat sentence explaining why 2023 was different. I didn't relax my way there, or find the one right doctor, or simply endure long enough to earn it. Add one authentic detail about the final cycle without implying it caused the outcome. I just know that the pregnancy that led to my twins arrived without any clear reason I can point to and hand you. When I learned there were 2, it wasn't only joy. It was joy tangled with disbelief, and fear built from everything I'd already lost, and the strange difficulty of trusting good news after so much practice bracing for the other kind. My twins didn't replace the baby I lost. Their arrival didn't erase 3 years. Joy and grief were allowed to exist inside the same story they still are. I won't tell another woman this will be her ending too. I can't promise that, and I wouldn't want to. Her anger doesn't mean she's lost hope. Her exhaustion doesn't mean she's failing. Stopping isn't failure. Neither is pausing. I used to think continuing no matter what was the only brave option available to any of us. I don't think that anymore. Nobody's worth was ever measured by embryos, or test results, or a pregnancy, mine included, and hers included too, whatever her story ends up looking like. This is one personal story, not medical advice. Any questions about your own treatment belong with your own care team. Embryo exists because the clinic could hold my test results. It couldn't hold the rest of it. I needed somewhere to put that. That's really the whole reason it exists. What part of IVF changed you in a way other people couldn't see? One word is enough if that's all you have room for today. If you need honest stories alongside clear IVF information, subscribe to Embryo. We'll keep making space for the parts of this journey that rarely fit inside a clinic appointment. My story ended with 2 babies in my arms, but embryo was born from the woman I was before that ending, the woman trying to carry pain, hope, grief, and another appointment, all at the same time. My ending is not a promise about yours. I'm sharing the middle because no one should have to live through it feeling invisible.